Welcome back, guys. It's been a while. I haven't seen you guys in a little bit, and it's a little bit of my own fault, but you know, hey, the summer, it was great. Hopefully it was good for you guys, because it is now after Labor Day, yet it's still it's pretty piping hot around here. But I want to talk about this bike, some of the cheap, less expensive things I've done to it recently. Catch you guys up on what's been going on with that, what's coming up, and we'll go from there. Let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Alright guys, you guys are familiar with the ZX-4RR. It's pretty much been the main bike I've been doing on the channel. Eventually I will get back to some of the other bikes and get some riding in, but this thing, you know, whenever you get a new bike, you want to do everything to it all at once. And if you guys have watched any of this, you know parts have been slim to none. I mean, the availability of stuff. So I've just kind of been doing it as I go and as stuff becomes available. Also, I'm always a bit on a budget. I've got a family to think about, so I always try to get things as least expensive as possible. Unfortunately, one thing I haven't talked about is the Graves Fender Eliminator kit. Yeah, I went with a Graves because it was the only thing available at the time, and it was a bit more expensive. It was the $135 or whatever. I did get it a little bit off because I had some store credit with STG, so that wasn't too bad, but you know, it had to be done. It absolutely had to be done. Super easy to install. It took about an hour because you have to disassemble the stock one to get all the parts off of it and swap them over. But that has been done for quite some time now. Just never discussed it. Haven't done a video about it in a while. Also, you'll see I do have a stand now. That stand, I mean, I'm going to tell you, Amazon does come through on some stuff, because that stand wasn't even $50. I don't even think it was $48. And then I also got the swing arm spools. Those were like $9.99. So you definitely have to have those, or I definitely recommend those anyway. But you know, for the money, that was a huge improvement, because any work you do on these, if you want to do your own oil or anything like that, you really have to have that set up right there. So definitely a good purchase. Highly recommend. For, like I said, you know, for the price, you can't beat it. It's an essential for any sport bike. Also, I did get sliders. I have a new ones coming in. I got some on Amazon. Those did not work out. They were marked for a ZX-4RR. They actually had it written on them. They didn't fit. They weren't even close to fitting. I don't know what they were made for, but it wasn't this bike. I reached out to the seller. I got no reply. Fortunately, Amazon, you're protected, so Amazon did reimburse me for all my money, or whatever money I put into it. I still have the parts though, because the seller never would send me a label to return them. So I don't know, maybe I'll make them work somehow someday, who knows. But I do have some coming from STG at full price. I don't even want to talk about that. However, I did move over to quad lock, so now I have the quad lock system. Still have, from my RAM mount, I have the which I never even discussed that before either. But you know, with a stem mount here, it works out pretty well. My only complaint with quad lock is just getting the thing on there, because trying to sit there and line it up, you know, maybe over time I'll get better at it and know exactly how to line everything up. But so for the most part, that is it. I mean, for the money, like I said, the stand is a must-have. I really like the quad lock. Now my phone, my volume doesn't get messed with like the RAM mount used to do. And we have one more thing I want to talk about. Now, I already did a video on an install for this windshield. The company I ordered it from, again, Amazon, because Spark Bike Track Gear didn't have any of theirs available. They haven't been available. They only became available as of within the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. I got a notice. And by then, I had already ordered a much cheaper one through Amazon. Now, the one on Amazon was only $39.99. I'm going to have a little bit of a complaint about it. My first complaint was my first experience. When you look at the ad, it just comes up as this nice tinted, smooth, you know, it's exactly what I wanted. But you actually had to click the second picture to notice that it was painted about 1/4 of the way up. And I thought, why? Why would you do that? I thought maybe had an imperfection and they just painted over it or something. I don't know why anybody would do that, but that is how it is sold. When I commented to them about, hey, why is this thing painted, they said, that's the way it was, didn't you check the ad? And then when I realized that I didn't look at the second page, I took the blame for that. But I still don't like the way they advertise it. Show the wrong one on there. So I did turn that one back in. I just received the other one, about to do an install on it. Again, it's not what the second picture even showed, because I was looking for one with a higher arch. That's not the design of this one. It is the color as described, but again, you get what you pay for. And while it may not be exactly what I wanted, it's still worth, in my opinion, the $39.99, as long as it fits. So let's go ahead and do that install now, and you give me your opinion. This is what I have, or what I just received. Again, it was $39.99, so not a big loss if something didn't work out. However, it is the tinted smoke, which I really like. This is what I preferred. This is exactly what I was looking for. It does have a little bit higher, it comes up a little higher. The one that I seen pictured did not have this partial groove here. It was just one big hump. But again, I'm done worrying about it. I'm just going to go ahead and go with this and install it. But it does look like a perfect matchup. So let's go ahead and get this done. So it's pretty simple. You only have these 6 screws right here that need to come out. There are the backing that has to be put onto the new one, but for right now, and there's these little plastic washers. You got to watch and make sure you have those stay with the screws. Oh, they are different sizes. Now you're going to take note of the screws, because 2 of these screws are a little shorter than the other 4. The 2 shorter ones are going to be right up top up here, because you don't want a lot of thread. If you have thread showing through these, you know you got them in the wrong spot. This is just going to pop out. Okay, we're going to take this backing plate, and we're going to take these like little nut plate spacers, grommets, whatever, out off of here, and swap everything onto the new one. There you go, got the old one. We'll save that because the next owner may want to go back to all stock. Who knows? I don't think I'll be the last owner of this bike. I could be. Lord, I hope not. That means I probably died on the thing. Alright, now this is going to slide on down in here. Make sure these get underneath. And that just, all those line right up. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to put the longer ones down here on the bottom. Make sure you have your little plastic washers in there. We'll take the shorter ones, put them up top. And there we go. And these are only going to be hand tight. I mean, I'm using a socket, but these don't have to be super tight. You're just going to kind of, right there, just nice and snug. All right, there we go. So tell me, what do you guys think? Is it worth it? $39.99. Honestly, right now I'm going to say yes, because it looks way better, and it does have this little bit of a rise to it. It's definitely taller, so that should offer a little bit more, wind deflection if you're crouched down. But stepping back a little bit more, it even looks better, just because it brings out the black in the bike. I really like it. I think it looks sharp. That's the update, guys. That is the update on the ZX-4RR. I'm not going to take too much more time. I do have some stuff coming up. Like I said, coming up is the Ocean City Bike Fest. I do plan on being down there. I will have this bike, and I plan on doing a little bit more content with it. We're going to see. I've got some secrets that I'm keeping to myself right now, but I've got some really cool stuff coming up with this bike. Hopefully this has helped you guys make some decisions on maybe saving a few bucks. Use it on something else. Go buy a beer or something. But you don't need to spend $100 on a windscreen if you get one that looks just as good for $39.99. All right, well, that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Stick around. Catch you on the next one.